In a small nondescript town nestled deep within a valley, there lived a boy named Daniel. He was an ordinary boy with a not-so-ordinary secret. From as far back as he could remember, he had heard voices in his head. Whispers, sometimes distant, sometimes menacingly close, that haunted his every waking moment. These voices weren't friendly or comforting, they were sinister and taunting, their words dripping with malevolence. They would mock him, ridicule his every action, and torment his thoughts. Daniel had learned to hide his torment well, putting on a facade of normalcy for his family and friends. One cold moonless night, the voices took a sinister turn. As Daniel lay in bed, he felt an icy hand grip his heart. The voices, which had once been merely disturbing, now urged him towards unthinkable acts. They whispered that his family and friends were conspiring against him, that they were plotting to harm him. The relentless torment pushed Daniel to the brink of madness. Desperate to silence the voices, Daniel decided to seek help. He confided in his best friend, Sarah, who was concerned about his deteriorating mental state. Sarah convinced him to visit a therapist, Dr. Wilson, a kind and understanding man. As Daniel sat in the therapist's cozy office, he hesitated before finally confessing his secret about the voices. Dr. Wilson listened carefully, his expression a mixture of concern and empathy. He assured Daniel that he would do his best to help. Over several months, Daniel attended therapy sessions diligently. Dr. Wilson employed various techniques to help him manage the voices. They worked on grounding exercises and mindfulness, attempting to create a buffer between Daniel and the sinister whispers. Slowly but surely, the voices seemed to lose their grip on him. But just as Daniel began to hope for a life free from the torment, the voices grew angry. They accused him of betrayal, hissing in his ears that he was a fool to trust Dr. Wilson and Sarah. One night, as Daniel lay in bed, the voices reached a fever pitch, compelling him to commit a horrifying act. Daniel fought back, struggling to maintain control over his own mind. He called Sarah, who rushed to his side. Together, they contacted Dr. Wilson, who arranged for an emergency intervention. In a harrowing confrontation between Daniel and the voices, Dr. Wilson guided him through a therapeutic exercise that pushed the voices into the background of his mind. Though weakened, they still lingered, like distant echoes of a nightmare. Daniel's battle with the voices was far from over, but with the support of Dr. Wilson and Sarah, he found the strength to continue fighting. The voices might always be a part of him, but they no longer held him hostage. As Daniel walked the long and winding path towards healing, he learned that sometimes the scariest monsters were the ones within us. And though the voices would always be a part of his life, he would never let them control his destiny again. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I look forward to reading to you again sometime.